See, the cat had to be fouled in order for the man to come down on them like that, Jack. Now see, one thing about the man is that the man is not gonna come down on you unless you try to come down on the man. So what we got to do is learn to be righteous when it comes to coming down on the man. Cause if you don't mess with the man ain't gonna mess with you.
Dig that, dig that. Ain't no black power.
Propaganda programming in my mind, propaganda programming in my mind, be blind with me. Propaganda programming in my mind, propaganda programming in my mind, be blind with me. Propaganda programming in my mind, propaganda programming in my mind, be blind with me. Propaganda programming in my mind, propaganda programming in my mind, be blind with me. Take that.
American political propaganda machine, controlling the minds of African beings, controlling what I know by what I hear and what I see. Signed the Civil Rights Bill and told me I was free, and I believe. Bush bombed the towers, then said he was protecting me, and I believe. Voluntarily joined his army to fight for freedom overseas, and I believe. We've been bamboozled, run amok, mentally locked down with mind cuffs, waiting on the to crack the clouds and come lift me up. Patiently I await while I'm stuck, sinking fast in deceitful quicksand, hit with African images of Tarzan, come out of the madman, giant Ugandan, lesbian, images of Suge and Seeley, images as Nefertiti, in order to justify genocide, first dehumanize, then destroy, portray all blacks to be savages, pimps, hoes, and dope boys, murderers and liars, prevent the rise of another black messiah, discredit and fabricate, colonize and false educate, neutralize self-help with images that force me to self-hate, belittle and berate black women as gold-digging hoes so that I place no value in them. So mentally distraught, I set my sights on a democratic that grant me my human rights. My savior is my enslaver, therefore my enslaver I refuse to fight. American political propaganda machine got me docile, undeserved tribulations and trials, but I'll wait on the trenches and watch Jesus. In the meanwhile, what I am forced to see is what I know. Therefore, all I know, I've been told. Take those
Cush's Corner podcast was created with the explicit objective to proffer insights and solutions to Black African peoples worldwide who have consistently been oppressed for centuries by the anti-Black institution, racism, white supremacy. Its straight talk discussions are intended to eviscerate Black self-hatred, white assimilation, and foment healing so we can exercise collective Black progress. Remember, ignorance is curable. If you would like to support this channel, please take a moment to subscribe and press the like button.
Our God commands growth and prosperity to African people. Peace to all God's beings. Hotep Black family, I'm Kush the Black Unifier. Our great ancestor, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, said, the majority of black people and other people of color do not want to talk about racism, white supremacy, because whites don't want us to talk about it. Fear. Positive Prophetic Visions created this channel to discuss racism, white supremacy, something that's been ailing the global African community for centuries now. We have a ton of major problems in the Black community, and I'm going to address one that I've been speaking on and teaching on for at least 3 decades now. I grew up in a poor housing project in Washington, D.C. in the 1970s. In D.C. or the District of Columbia, it was called Chocolate City because it was mostly black. Now, I had the pleasure of witnessing and patronizing many different small black businesses as a child growing up. Due to various factors attributed to racism and white supremacy, D.C., like many other black cities, experienced a serious decline, an evisceration of black businesses in our community. And we witnessed a steady invasion of foreigners coming to our community to conduct business, to extract our dollars. So I'm going to talk about today, in this conversation, the foreign business plague in black communities. Foreigners of many ethnic groups know that the fastest way to generate generational wealth in America is to set up shop in black communities. Mainly convenience stores, beauty supply stores, nail shops, delis, corner stores, etc. The black dollar can easily be exploited by the racists because of our program disunity. They know this. They know we're disunified. And if they don't, they're definitely taking advantage of that. These foreigners seldom live in our black neighborhoods and are rarely visible outside these businesses. They actually come into the community, conduct business, and travel great distances in some cases to come and open these turnkey businesses. What's fascinating is that oftentimes they don't communicate well, they have poor customer service, and rarely hire persons from the community in which they exist. On June 1st, 2026, a South Carolina jury found a Chinese store owner, 61-year-old Cheeky Rick Chow, now guilty of murdering 14-year-old Cyrus Carmack Belton in Columbia, South Carolina in 2023. Cyrus Belton, 14 years old, went to Chow's Shell gas station store. He looked at some water. He decided he didn't want to purchase it, left the store without anything. But he was falsely accused of stealing water, and the senior Chow gave chase. Actually, the senior Chow and his son chased Cyrus Belton more than 100 yards from the store and shot him in the back and fatally wounded him. Now, this is amazing because this happened in 2023. The trial, of course, came up in 2026, June 1st, and he was acquitted. Chow was acquitted of murdering our young brother, Cyrus Belton. Now, this sort of reminds us of a situation, if you don't know about it. Latasha Harling is 15. On March 16, 1991, a Korean store owner, Soon Ja-do, 49, falsely accused Latasha Harling, 15, an honor roll student, of stealing a bottle of orange juice, and she fatally shot Latasha in the back of the head. Now, Latasha was an honor roll student. This was 2 weeks after the infamous videotape beating of Rodney King by the LAPD. Investigators determined that Latasha did not attempt to steal, as she was clutching $2 in her hand after being shot in the head. On November the 15th of 1991, a jury found Du, the store owner, guilty of voluntary manslaughter. But instead of serving a maximum of 16 years in prison, I don't know how that could have been manslaughter in the first place, a Jewish judge, Joyce Carlin, sentenced her to probation. This is very interesting because, Jewish people constantly talk about the experiences they had with mistreatment. And we find in a lot of these cases, in these situations, we don't get the same type of justice that they've received. They've received reparations and they've received atonement from many, many sources. But we don't get that, even from a member of the Jewish community. After the sentencing, Ellie exploded, beginning on April 29, 1992, and it lasted 5 days. There's a short documentary film of A Love for Latasha. It was done in 2019. I encourage you to go check it out. In fact, you can get more information on both these cases. I'm not really here to talk about the details so much as the incidents, how these incidents are impacting our community with these foreigners coming to our community and committing acts of violence. Now, of course, these and many other ugly incidents involving foreign merchants in the inner city, there have been a ton of incidents. And the question I have is, what has happened? What has changed in the 35 years between these two similar tragedies? Well, nothing at all. Black people have the same non-solution solution: boycott. Africans in America have a history of verbally attacking Native Africans. Actually, with the recent rise of these bootlegging social media simps, these attacks have soared, they've skyrocketed. I listen to social media, not social media, but YouTube and some TikTok information is sent to me, and I'm amazed at the hatred that's spewed out of black people's mouths towards our own brethren from the continent and other places. It's just absolutely mind-boggling. This is proof of our extreme self-loathing, because there are other folks in our community, these other people in our community, they're actually assaulting and even killing us with impunity, but we don't have anything to say about them unless it's something occurring at the moment. But once the headlines die, brothers and sisters, we go back to attacking one another. And we are attacking one another when we attack our brothers and sisters from the continent and other places in the diaspora. It's really sick and sad. And like I said, it's just proof positive that we hate ourselves. And this has been programmed. It's not our fault, brothers and sisters, that we've been knocked down. It's our fault that we won't get back up. We've not made the kind of progress that we pretended we had made, said Shahrazad Ali. Approximately 40% of black adults in America live in self-described urban areas, ghettos, mostly created by racist white social engineers. Black employer firms remain only a small share of all employer businesses overall. According to the Pew Research Center, black-owned businesses account for about 3% of all classifiable U.S. firms in 2022, I'm sorry. About 96% of black-owned businesses are sole proprietorships and freelancers with no paid employees. This is important because we can't move the needle towards financial freedom if we're not employing one another. Our black masses largely ignore the numerous black private schools. They're not enough, but there are numerous black private schools out there. Banking institutions, black grocers, black farms, they're shrinking. Black law firms, black accounting firms, black agents. Black businesses frequently fail for lack of black support. And this is very important because, again, another classic example, proof positive of our self-hatred. We don't support one another. And we wait till times of tragedy when we start having this kind of conversation. Recently, we've heard after this incident with Brother Cyrus Belton, 14, being murdered by Chow, a lot of black people are rightly irritated, angered, and they took to social media and other places to vent their anger about the situation, about this Asian given a pass to come in our community and assault our young brother who was innocent, who did not do anything, and was not charged. Shot him in the back. Just remember that. Recently, after hearing calls for a boycott of Asian businesses, several trolls have come out, male and female, but one in particular openly challenged black people to proceed with the boycott, which rightfully pissed us off, brothers and sisters, and provoked an immediate backlash from a litany of black folk. We were pissed off for sure. We should have been. We should be. It's an emotional time. However, most of the complaints have been emotional and actually childlike, brothers and sisters. We have to start being honest with ourselves, brothers and sisters. And, looking in the mirror is a hard thing to do for some people, especially when, our egos have been falsely inflated. We have this false ego. We don't do introspection. And when we look at what he says, let's look at what he says.
I love when the black community says, let's boycott Asian businesses. Please do. We'll get rid of the Chinese takeout, the dry cleaners, the laundromats. Let's get rid of the liquor stores as well. Get rid of the Jordans you guys wear, the Nikes you wear, the shower caps, the Hondas, the Hyundais, all your car electricians, the electronics in your house, the Sony, the TV system, your sound system, the microphones that you guys use to rap and speak about awareness for the black culture and the hip hop culture. Where do you think that's made in? That's made all in Asia. And here's another thing for you guys. You guys want us to leave the neighborhood so bad? Oh, Asian people are not neighborhoods? We're in white neighborhoods. We have our own Chinatown. We have our own Koreatown. You think we really need you guys to benefit off and make money? A lot of us do go to college as well. You're being outworked by immigrants who barely speak English. And you're not embarrassed? Go to the bank, start your own businesses, and deal with your own people. I want to see your own women get on their hands and knees and do pedicures and manicures and deal with nasty-ass attitudes, okay? Please, boycott Asian business. I'm all for it.
And, of course, it angers me, too, to hear that. It angers me to see that kind of arrogance. It angers me to see that kind of confidence in knowing that nothing will happen to his people. Nothing will happen to Asian businesses. We're talking about Asian businesses in particular, or these foreign businesses, period, that's in our community. It's because, brothers and sisters, our people, we suffer from liberation phobia. Yes, we do. Liberation phobia. 40 years ago, this is very interesting. I remember 40 years ago, I was a young buck in Washington, D.C. In 1986, there was a church, Union Temple Baptist Church. They led a month-long protest against the Asian American operator of the Good Hope carryout in Anacostia. Basically, they called it Good Hope. The Asian called his carryout. The Chinese guy he was Chinese, called his carryout Good Hope because that was the road, Good Hope Road in Southeast D.C. And what had happened was a member of this church, Union Temple Baptist Church, had went to a store. An elderly sister, our mother, and she argued with the shop owner because she was receiving poor service. I wouldn't say argue. She had some complaints, and the shop's owner, Hung Cheng Chow, whatever his name is, I don't care, allegedly ordered the member off the premises at gunpoint following the dispute. Chased the elder out of the store, and I remember she ended up having a heart attack when she got home. And this rightfully angered people. This was 40 years ago, 1986, brothers and sisters. And there have been a ton of incidents like this. But this is very interesting because I remember reading about it, and I remember being right in the middle of it, the protests and things. And the protest was organized by Reverend Willie Wilson, who was a stalwart in the community at that time, really, Reverend Willie Wilson of Union Temple Baptist Church. They organized daily picketing and boycotts. They temporarily forced the business to shut down. He advocated for greater economic control and business ownership within the black community. In fact, he demanded that the store sell the business to a black owner. And again, the protests lasted for a month. And I got to give our brothers and sisters, the brothers and sisters showed up and showed out, shut that business down. But the Asians stuck it out. After several months of protests and mediated negotiations between the mayor, the Good Hope carried out reopening, announcing a sale on hot dogs. I just remember that. It's hot dogs and sodas, I believe. And it was really embarrassing. Really embarrassing. And Negroes flocked to the store. And again, the store opened back up with fanfare. We're forgetting about the grandmother, our sister who was assaulted at gunpoint by the store owner, who was actually charged with assault. Nothing happened, but he was charged. He was convicted of a crime, charged with the crime. I don't know if he's convicted, but he charged with a crime. But it was the same thing. Waited us out, brothers and sisters. Just as these Asians will wait us out. They're showing videos now, if you look on social media, of these nail salons and various businesses. They're empty. And yeah, they're empty for right now. One thing that Dr. Claude Anderson said that was very powerful, just stopped me in my tracks. And it's hard to swallow this. He said, post-slavery blacks are socially engineered people. One major problem with black people is that we like to look good while losing. We're delusional when it comes to race progress. This is because whites give us the parameters to gauge our progress. For example, they say race relations in this country has improved because America has had a black president in Barack Obama, extremely effeminate mulatto. He wasn't even completely black. He has been sprinkling fairy dust on black people since he arrived on the scene. You know it's true. Obama is a superstar amongst homosexuals and black women who adore weak men. Our white slave monster teachers have conditioned us to only recognize racism and white supremacy, brothers and sisters, when a tragedy occurs. When the coast is quiet, we go nonchalantly on about our integrated lives. This is a problem because we're doing the same thing over and over again. And you're doing the same thing over and over again. It's insanity. Black communities have a long history of protesting and boycotting Asian-owned businesses over mistreatment, shoddy food, surveillance, violence, and economic exploitation. Boycotts will address the disrespect thrown towards our community, but they won't improve our condition until we deliberately pool our black dollars to create and sustain black businesses. Look in the mirror. It's real, and it's getting worse. A little while ago, it wasn't so. But they changed our mentality with the entertainment that we receive, the constant bombardment of the self-hating media, including the music. Brothers and sisters, has a profound impact on how we move on this land. So let's be very clear, very, very clear. The only solution is that we're going to have to start getting and maintaining our own black businesses and supporting those black businesses. We're told to stop shopping at businesses that mistreat us while living in neighborhoods where those businesses often become dominant because banks, city governments, real estate markets, and white capital spent generations making black ownership nearly impossible. Racism, white supremacy, brothers and sisters. What's fascinating is that our large churches, successful entertainers, or affluent black people could solve this problem in a short amount of time. Yes, we could. We have the resources, brothers and sisters. We have it. Think about the millions of dollars churchgoers spend in restaurants on Sunday alone after service. I often wonder, why don't more churches own restaurants? I'm sure some of them do, but not enough. Especially the larger churches. You're telling me out of all the membership, the thousands of members that you don't have 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 people that could run a business successfully, that you could back financially? Yeah, we can do that, brothers and sisters. But again, we've been trained away from ourselves. And let me be very clear. Not all blacks who desire to run a business had a professional acumen to do so. Years ago, I went and visited this black sandwich shop in D.C., deli. Had good food, and went in the place. First time visiting, and I went there on recommendation by someone, and they actually had halal, meat, and told me how great the sandwiches were, and I was like, cool, I'm gonna go check them out. I walk into the store, and hip hop is blasting over the speakers. Blasting. It's a family operated business, and they're blasting hip hop. And I said to myself, this business is not going to last very long. And when I went back, because I was going to actually say something to the owner, but it was crowded during the time that I went, and I was going to go back and say it was closed. It was months later, of course, but it was actually closed. So not all of us should be running the business, brothers and sisters, or some of us that are running the business incorrectly need to be trained on professionalism. Conversely, not all black people who are capable of properly supporting black businesses. Example of the Negroes who go into businesses and think that it's okay to demand free stuff. They think it should be reduced price because you're my brother, you're my sister. That's absolutely ridiculous. Brothers and sisters, we had a black mall, an entire mall. I think it was the only one in the country that I know of anyway, in Georgia, outside of Atlanta, and it was called Black Wall Street. A huge mall, entire mall, all black businesses operating within this mall. And I used to leave D.C. and I have, friends in Georgia, and whenever I go to Atlanta, I'd visit Black Wall, make my business to visit Black Wall Street. And I just saw the crowds decreasing and decreasing. And this year, they closed the doors for good. Again, for lack of black support. This is sick and this is sad. This is happening all over the place, brothers and sisters. There's a restaurant in the metropolitan area called Everlasting Life, a vegan restaurant. I had to shut down because of lack of black support. And brothers and sisters, we make all types of complaints about everything that doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense at all. We can't make excuses. Your liberation is only going to be possible through your own work, through your own labor, through your own hands, brothers and sisters. So let's be very clear. Post-slavery blacks are socially engineered people. We have been rewired to be overly concerned about the needs of non-blacks. The what's the matter boss, we sick kind of syndrome. Huey P. Newton said, we've never controlled a land that was ours. We've never controlled our economy. We know of one culture, that is slaves. We know of one language, that of the slave master. Our sovereignty is not validated, for we, United States blacks, were never a sovereign nation. It is true that we were snatched from African shores. Certainly, we are not citizens of the United States. And my FBA brothers need to really listen to that. This is not a YouTube scholar, a TikTok scholar. In fact, he was before all that. And this brother laid that down. He was an attorney that actually physically put in work to liberate our people. Brothers and sisters, we need to rethink our strategy. We have this weird trend now where I'm watching or I'm listening to Negroes on social media particularly, and even in speaking to Negroes, talking about they're American. Now, I understand when you say you're an African American, that's just a term just describing where you are. You're African in America. But these Negroes really think that they're American. Brothers and sisters, you're not American. And I'm going to prove that with another lecture I got coming, where I'm going to talk to you about the differences between an American and blacks in America. And I'm going to explain the difference. And of course, you're not going to want to hear it, but the reality is you're once again delusional. I'm hearing, we're American. America has been in existence for 250 years. Out of those 250 years, they've been at war 233 years. This is not a country, brothers and sisters, that you want to pair yourself with in that manner. I mean, we live here. For us, we were born here. So we're old, no doubt. But make no mistake about it, you are not an American. If you were, we wouldn't be having this conversation about foreigners coming to our community, about these design communities called ghettos. Now I'm going to give you some real quick solutions that I want you to remember. Ignorance is curable. First, leave drugs and alcohol alone. There's a sister in our organization, and she lightly jokes that we live in a time where every other person smells like weed. That's funny, but it's true. I mean, brothers and sisters, we smoking like smoking going out of style. And I'm here to let you know, brothers and sisters, you cannot build a nation. You can't maintain even a community high or drunk. That's just the reality of it. Keep doing what you've been doing, and you're going to keep getting what you've always gotten. Dr. Kepper Kamal says to us, drug use causes a fragmentation of the mind, body, and spirit connection. Number 2, demonstrate decency in all areas of people activity. Dr. Francis Cress Wilson famously said, self-respect is the foundation for justice. You tell yourself that every morning. We're engaging in this excessive vulgar language in public and in social media. And let me tell you something, brothers and sisters. I'm no saint. I can curse with the best of them, but I wouldn't do that to you, brothers and sisters, because I know you've already been amused and abused. You don't need to hear that. You don't need to be talked down to or disrespected in that manner. I'm going to come to you like the intelligent being that I know that I am, brothers and sisters. What about the sagging pants, brothers? What's up with that? And what's up with, everybody's wearing hair bonnets now. What's up with the bedroom wear, the nightwear in public? And seeing brothers on this wearing pajamas, but like I said, we've been on a serious decline ever since that Obama was in office, because he was threatening other nations to accept homosexuality. Literally threatening them, using the power of the United States. He wouldn't do anything for black people. And I know his cheering squad, which is really heavy. You haven't done any research. That's why you're part of his cheering squad. You're going to get pissed off and disagree with this. But brothers, this is real. We're sprinkling a lot of fairy dust. The seductive clothing with the sisters is a serious problem. And another thing, whenever I run into a brother or sister with neck tattoos, I say, I'm looking at a sheep, pretty much, just doing what everybody else is doing. And a lot of these trends, brothers and sisters, come from the slave hip-hop community. That's the sad part about it, which it originally comes out of the prison system. But when someone writes on their face, for me, all bets off. I try to look away and act like I'm not. It's just, why would you write on your face? You're pretty much guaranteeing your position in life. It's going to be not in the high place, brothers and sisters. And the one thing that really irritates me before I move on, could we please, brothers and sisters, turn this vulgar music off and turn it down? Okay, I get it. You like hip hop. Some of the music is thumping, the bass is going, this kind of thing. It got you moving. But in front of children, in public, you're making a decision that everybody else should hear this noise coming from your vehicle or coming from your home or your porch. It's disrespectful, brothers and sisters. And again, it proves, the self-hatred that I continuously talk about. Absolutely proves it. That you will be okay with being called the N-word, that you will be okay with being cussed out and being subjected to all types of vulgar, psychopathic music. Lyrics, I should say. Number 3, let's read books by black authors like Dr. Josephine Yekinen, Dr. Amos Wilson, Dr. Francis Cress Wilson, Dr. John Henry Clark, the Honorable Marcus Garvey, Dr. Patricia Newton, people like that, and tons of other. Dr. John Henry Clark said there's a good book on just about every subject. So, brothers and sisters, read. And, of course, in order to read books, brothers and sisters, some of us have to get back to reading. And when I look at the stats on the people brothers and sisters who can't read, even devils, some of them can't read. And it's really mind-boggling. Brothers and sisters, you're going to stay in place. You're going to be running in place for a long time if you can't read. I used to always tell my children, if you can read, you can learn just about anything. You can be free. So in 1987, there's a super important book that was written by Dr. Chancellor Williams, actually out of D.C., called The Destruction of African Civilization. I'm sorry, The Destruction of Black Civilization. Destruction of Black Civilization. It was published in 1987. Dr. Chancellor Williams is not a TikTok or YouTube intellectual. He did field research, brothers and sisters. He went to the continent. He taught at Howard University. He garnered research, and he's actually written several books. But this book is salvation right here for those who, again, is confused about who you are and where you came from. It's this book right here, brothers and sisters. And I know people are going to continue to listen to the persons who are not knowledgeable, who just sound good, who will read a book and get a couple of talking points from the book and then try to pretend like they're experts. But brothers and sisters, we have real serious experts in the people that I just named and many, many others. And it wouldn't take very long, brothers and sisters, if we got serious. 4, watch videos by serious scholars, freedom fighters, and Pan-Africans. Like, who am I talking about? Ashro Kwesi. I'm talking about Khalid Muhammad, Kwame Ture, Malcolm X, Alton Maddox, Imolini Baruti, Steve Coakley. And I remember they used to have a great series. It's called For the People with Lesterville Middleton. And some people may know exactly what I'm talking about. Excellent series where a bunch of our liberators were interviewed. And this actually was just absolutely wonderful. It started the lesson actually at home, learning who and what you are and what you're capable of. Many of their works are available on DVD. So brothers and sisters, I implore you to get a DVD player. This devil has tricked you into believing that you can stream everything. Brothers and sisters, they're not going to make everything available streaming. And even when they make certain things available, it's not like it's going to be here forever. Because if they ever see you start making progress, they will shut it down. You don't own the streaming services. So let's be very clear. Get a DVD player. And if you're seeing some of these works, you can see some of these works on YouTube, but you need this because you don't need to have an internet connection if you have a DVD player. You don't need an internet connection if you have books, brothers and sisters. And a lot of us think that, we can get our way out of the situation by going to the polls. I'm constantly hearing conversations, and they drive us in our skull, brothers and sisters, about voting. Voting is not going to save us, brothers and sisters. A lot of these black poly chickens take money and are owned by AIPAC, the Zionist Israeli organization, brothers and sisters. So be very clear, they can't and won't work for you, Obama included. And if you don't know who AIPAC is, do your research. Number 5, in order for us to get out of this hell of a condition, we have to do for self. Do for self. And this is a very big message that I got back in the 80s from the Nation of Islam. It was a great message. They were just pushing that, and they're stuck, brothers and sisters. And that message is just as relevant as it was yesterday. It's just as relevant yesterday as it is today. Learn a marketable skill, especially for most of us who don't have the circumstances or discipline to be doctors, attorneys, engineers, architects, scientists, et cetera, et cetera. Learn a marketable skill, computer technology, electrician, plumbing, auto mechanics, carpentry, HVAC, construction, anything, brothers and sisters. We need people with marketable skills if we're going to build a nation, which we're going to do, brothers and sisters. Or if we're going to be pushed out and have to go back, brothers and sisters, we need marketable skills. So let's be very, very diligent about attaining those marketable skills. College is a sucker's move in a lot of cases. Basically, it's an extreme form of capitalism with the amount of money that you pay. And most people that get degrees don't even work in those degrees once in that field once they get those degrees. So let's be very clear, brothers and sisters. Capitalism is a monster. Number 6, join or affiliate with a progressive, race-first, black nationalist organization. Stop being afraid to be black, brothers and sisters. It's not about black and brown. We're afraid to say black. Black. Not black and brown and other people. No, black people. Join an organization with black people that's progressive, race first, black nationalists. Malcolm X said to us, there are no conscious people who are not in an organization. It is the people organized who are the true makers of history. You're either part of the problem or part of the solution. I think about the brothers and sisters in the entertainment industry because I think that there's a little bit of hope, for some of them. It amazes me that as soon as brothers and sisters attain some type of financial success, when they get that check and they live in the community, the first thing they do is move out of the community. Which I understand why you would. I'm not going to be ignorant about that. I know why you leave the community. But here's the thing, brothers and sisters. We've got to go back and help that community repair. We've got to go back and repair that community. It's our responsibility because it's that community where you learned your skills. We need some of our brothers and sisters in the entertainment industry to stand tall. I mean, these food and clothes giveaways are great. You know, the scholarships, giving out backpacks and coats, that's all great. But I've seen the things that you brothers and sisters who are fluent, particularly in the entertainment industry, do with your money. I'm talking about these athletes and these musicians. The money you throw away, brothers and sisters, you could save schools, you could save businesses, and it wouldn't hurt your pocket. It wouldn't hurt your bottom line. I wish that one day soon, a small group of rich black artists, entertainers, like so many other Jewish groups, will get together and be just committed to establishing or saving 100% black schools and businesses. Not mixed race, not half, black owned. This is where we're going to get out of this hell of a condition, brothers and sisters. And they have the financial wherewithal to do it. And again, you don't have to know how to conduct these businesses because there are plenty of people in our community who know how to do so, but we just need the financial backing. I can't think of any organization that said, or movement, we don't need money. We don't need resources. We have people in place all over this country, brothers and sisters, who could conduct business properly in our community, successfully. So let's think about that, brothers and sisters, particularly for those who have the means to do so, who are affluent. We should make ourselves consistent with our ancestral past. That whole traditional philosophy that was based upon harmony with the universe. Let us reconnect with our ancient voice. It's Pan-Africanism or perish. Asante Sana.
If you appreciated this discussion and would like more content from Kush the Black Unifier, please take a moment to subscribe and press the like button. Leave all comments and suggestions in the comments section. Also, Kush the Black Unifier does not utilize social media, so if you would like to contact him, please visit Positive Comedic Vision's website at positivecomedicvisions.org. Asante Sana for sharing your time, Hotep.
Understand what they do.
Propaganda program in my head, propaganda.